and gentlemen, boys and girls. So, what do we have in front of us but the new Firefly VC Tier 6 medium tank? As you can see, I have 0 battles in it as of right now. I try and show you guys the first battle that I have in it. Just real quick, I try and plug other people's clans. If they ask me, hey, can you put a word in for my clan? I always am more than happy to. Um, so, I'm actually in a new clan. It's called Tron, Tron, and we are at the kind of the building point to build a clan up, and hopefully, we can be up there with like YOLO and G, and we're getting some really good players, and we're looking for some very good talent. But don't take that the wrong way. You don't need super Unicom stats or Unicom stats. Even if you got cherry stats and you've got 2 battles, we would be more than happy to get you in the clan. We're setting it up to where we're going to do our own training to try and teach you the proper way to run your tanks, be it like side scraping, using bushes as concealment, going hull down, how to angle your tank from the basics all the way up to, where you're running clan wars with us. We really want this to be a successful clan. Our clan commander is on the ball. I'll give him that. This man is not farting around. He's really working it. There's some stuff down the road that I can't talk about right now. It's completely up to him when he wants to let the clan know. I can just say that it's some really good news. If I weren't already in the clan, it would really spark my interest to be in this clan. I can tell you that much. I got some very talented people in this clan. I hate saying but it's not like I got something written down here in front of me. I'm going to be doing probably mainly the training for the newer people, kind of just showing you the basics and, what shells to shoot, when to shoot them, and like getting hauled down, using bushes, kind of the basic stuff. And then, you'll progress to the next guy, and he's going to teach you more detailed aspects of the tanks on why you do what and how and all that fun stuff. And, if you've got 2 battles and, you don't know what you're doing, that doesn't mean we won't let you in the clan. So please, apply. Just say, hey, I saw Tank and Trucker's video, and he said, come aboard, and here I am. If you're a Super Unicom or a Unicom, we'd be more, welcome to, we'd love to have you. Obviously we want this to be kind of an easygoing clan. We're not going to force people's hands to make them, oh, you got to be on every night and you got to do this training, because we want this to be a fun clan. We want this to be built into a successful clan. We will have training every once in a while, but we're not going to do it Monday through Sunday and make it out to be like a job. So, if you're interested, there's a link in the description of the channel down below. You might have to cut and paste it. Not sure yet. I'm hoping you can just click on it. But if you don't, if you're not able to click on it, just cut and paste it into the your browser, and it will take you right to our clan portal, and you can hit apply and apply for the clan. So would love to have you aboard. But now that we got that aside, let's talk about this new Firefly VC Tier 6 medium tank. So what does it have to offer? The first thing I did notice was I like the penetration. 171 for your standard is a lot nicer than most of them are, like 128. 239 for your premium, which are also a PCR, which I love. And then we have your HE, which is 38 pen. 150 average damage for your standard shells, and 190 for your HE. And we'll skip to this crew I have is, not super good. They're just kind of a basic. I will be switching that around. I don't know why I have that. Oh, I took this out of a artillery crew. Whoops. But anyway, so the setting I have is with 100% crew, almost up to their first crew skill. The rate of fire for mine is 15.8 rounds a minute. Reload is 3.8 seconds. Turret traverse is 49.07, so it spins really nice. And your hull traverse is 45.87, so you're not going to be able to be circle strafe too easy. Gun depression is -6 and +20, so you can work some ridge lines, but you're going to have to be real careful. 6 is, that's right on the borderline of being pretty good. If it were 7 or 8 or 10, you'd be doing a lot better. Aim time, I've got mine down to 1.97 seconds. I went with a gun rammer, gun lane drive, or excuse me, vertical stabilizers, and vents. I didn't go with the gun lane drive. I went with the vertical stabilizer because the aim time was over 2 seconds, and the way you look at it is with vertical stabs, it keeps your aiming reticle 20% smaller as you're moving. So once you come to a stop, it's already 20% shrunk in. With gun lane drive, it only works when you are completely sitting still, and it only does 10%. So if you're ever able to use vertical stabilizers on a tank, you more or less want to use that. If you're in a really slow moving, like a T95, I don't even know if vertical stabs are able to be put on that, but if they were, you would want to more or less go with a gun lane drive because the reticle never really gets that big to begin with. So I guess that's the easiest way to explain why I did that. And then obviously vents helps pretty much everything. Gives you 5% to all your crew skills, including maneuverability, your aim time, your dispersion, just everything. So with that set up, my dispersion is 0.34 and the average damage per minute is 2370. You get 750 hit points, so that's pretty standard for a tier 6 medium. The armor, nothing special. You got 50 on the hull in the front, 76 on the hull in the front. It does have a pretty good slope, so yeah, if you're top tier, you might bounce some here and there, but obviously everybody presses that magic number 2 key. On the side, you got 38 on the hull and 50 on the turret. And on the rear, you have 38 on the hull and 50 on the turret. So the armor is really nothing to talk highly about. It's pretty, I don't want to say trash, but yeah, with the front slope, that does help out quite a bit, but it's really, don't count on it, I guess is the easiest way to put it. If you can back off and not get hit with a shot, you're better off than thinking, oh, it's going to bounce it, because it probably won't. Mobility is actually pretty good. It's 33.65 tons. You can smash into light tanks and, other medium tanks, and you probably won't take a whole lot of damage. It's not the fastest tank in the world. You get a 425 horsepower engine. Specific power to weight is 12.63, so it's okay. Top speed is 40 in forward and 18 in reverse. I like it when you get a higher speed in reverse to get you out of a situation. If you got, get yourself in a pickle, you need to be able to back out really quick if you can. And where we at here? Concealment is 17.94, which actually is pretty good. Yeah, one of my crew skills is concealment on this guy, so that bumps that up a little bit. Like if you hold your mouse right there, it shows you. Plus you got camouflage on the tank. Your vents helps your concealment, plus one of the guys in the tank has concealment skill. So that brings that up a little bit. And that's sitting still. On the move, it's 13.8. So it drops a little bit, but not drastically. The spotting view range was not the best. I was contemplating using coated optics instead of vents. But 378 is okay for your smaller tier, like tier 6. I mean, if you were up in tier 9 and 10, you want that view range to be out as far as possible. And signal range is actually a little bit higher on this. Is 608. Normally it's about 550, so not that it really makes a huge difference, but if you're way out on your own and the next tank near you is 608 meters away, you'll be able to talk. If you spot something, they'll see it too, so that kind of helps out. But anyways, if you want to hold on, we will have some gameplay and some post-game stats, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we are in Province, and we are in the new Sherman Firefly VC, and we are top tier. The only thing I was even concerned about the enemy team having for a tank when I saw we had a KV2 was them having a KV2, and now that I see they don't have a KV2, I felt that pretty much, here, I'm going to speed this up. Basically, I was just going to push as fast and hard as I could. You'll find if you do decide to get this tank, it is not the fastest tank in the world. Like on a straightaway right now, we're just hitting 30 and we're sticking right around 30. So top speed, I believe it says 40. Down the hill, we get up to about 50. Or yeah, we hit about 50. So hopefully you're on a lot of downhill maps. Because you'll see when I start climbing up the hill here in a little bit, it's nothing too special. I want to show you guys something real quick. Okay. And this is just a pointer. I know a lot of people that are Unicom, Super Unicoms, you already know this. What way do you want to point your gun? Where's the enemy at? Is the enemy up here? No, they're down here working their way to you. So, where could the enemy be? Well, their base is right there. They're going to cut across this field. So you want to have your gun pre-aimed in that area. That way if somebody gets lit, you got your gun already pointed in the direction you're going to shoot. But if you look, he doesn't. He doesn't. I don't think any of them did. He doesn't. He actually looks like he does.
User joined your channel.
Yeah, so the T-3485M did, but for the most part, and obviously your tank destroyers, if it doesn't have a turret, can't, but for the most part, I always
sounds like a hot mess up there.
see people not aiming their gun in the direction that they should. But anyway, so we'll continue, and I've been liking this little road. I like going up this way because the tanks that go over this way, if they get lit up, you can get shots already from this position right here, and you're actually pretty well protected. You can pop out in the bushes, which you'll see right up here. There's some bushes, right here there's some bushes, and you can get shots and stuff over that way. Another thing is, as I'm driving, the tanks, I know there's really not going to be anything in front of me, so you'll see me keep my gun aimed in the direction of any enemy tanks. And I mean, there's a road that you can follow right up there. It's not like you really gotta, you'll see me just trying to stay right on that road. You just got a better chance of getting a shot off if you got your tank turret turned in the direction of an enemy. And a lot of people I just noticed they never do that. And it's a real good pointer, believe me. It can make the difference of you getting some extra damage in there that you might not have. So we're working our way up here, and you can see we're 23, 22. It's not the fastest. It doesn't have the best specific power to weight. So when you hit hills, you are going to slow down. I was just kind of feeling the area out to see what they had, and I noticed most of their heavies and a lot of their mediums were right up here in front of me, and I'm looking at my mini map. Oops. Here, let's do this here so you can see what tanks. A lot of their enemies were right in front of me here, so I thought, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and push. These guys, you can see they don't want to push. I thought you could shoot through that wall, but you can't. You can see that they wanted to push kind of, but no one was. And you can see them, they're all just kind of sitting there, sniping. And I figure, well, heck, I'll push forward, get them lit up, you know, light them up, get the assisted damage, and see what I can do. And you can see a couple of them are like, hey, wait a minute, let's go ahead and push with this guy. You know, he's up there. So that first shot into the BDR-G1B wasn't the best. Put another one through his turret and finish him off. Come around. I gave him my side, which, yeah, at that, I should have angled it more. I just do an auto lock, finish him off. Auto lock on the ST VZ39. Just push into him. And as you can see, now everybody's pushing forward. You know, a lot of times it just takes a little bit of somebody grabbing their cojones and pushing forward a little bit to get the team to push forward, because they realize, well, if I sit back here, I'm not going to get any damage done. So they tend to push too. So we got the STRVM 4257, which is an auto loader in front of us. So he's actually a more dangerous gun than the Marauder. But that's what happened. I actually hit him after he was dead. So I want that autoloader out of the game. So I'm going to work on taking him out as quick as I possibly can. 2 more shots and we'll have him. I saw the stuff breaking right over here, and I'm like, what in the hell? So I knew it had to have been a tank destroyer that had really good camo rating. So with us pushing, everybody else is just pushing right up through, and we're just basically rolling right over this team. Now, at this point, you can see I'm clicking up in this area, and I do that because a lot of your TDs, if they got good camo rating, will sit back in there and just plug the crap out of you, and they won't light up until you're literally right on them. Nothing's lit up over here. The Stug 3G goes down the hill. I go after him. I just do an auto lock. I figured by looking at what we had for the team, we've got pretty much our whole team just about, we lost about 5. But they're down to like 4 tanks. So I thought, I'm just going to push hard, fast. If I die, oh well, I've already got a pretty good amount of damage. Do an auto lock, pin him that time. He knocks my track off. Stayed in an auto lock. And then I end up getting taken out. There by a loosh on the enemy team that was over here somewhere. We still had tank destroyer, a couple RD, and I think a medium or something sitting right over there on our base. I don't know if they, obviously the artillery probably never moved, but that PZSFL 4C, I don't know if he got disconnected. Um, no, he couldn't have. He got 2 kills. Thing's got a wicked gun, though, I'll tell you that. Has absolutely no armor. It's like a big toaster is what they call it. Um, but, yeah, I wasn't really concerned about, losing at this point. I mean, they had so few tanks left that there would have been really... Yeah, somebody would have had to literally thrown the game, thrown the match or whatever by shooting up our own team. I just went down here. Basically, I think we just cap them out. I don't know if the P-43 gets taken out. I think we do cap them out. But, anyways, so, yeah, when you're top tier in this thing, you can really, you can push pretty hard. What is this guy going to do? Giving him a little bit of butt loving there. But anyways, that was a victory, and that was the first match we had in the new Sherman Firefly VC Tier 6 medium tank. I really like it. I love the gun. I love the extra penetration. 171 pen standard. Yeah, that's a make or break deal for me. If it had, armor like the Thunderbolt and it's got that mediocre gun, I probably wouldn't really recommend it. This, on the other hand, has got a wicked gun. So when you're top tier, you can really push. You're going to have pretty much no problem going through almost anything. If you're bottom tier, you can support your teammates. You might have to shoot some premium, but it bumps you up over 239 average penetration. 171 standard. You still be able to go through the sides and rears of most every tier 8 tank and tier 7. Actually, most of the fronts with 171. It's a pretty good gun. That was kind of the deal breaker with me saying that this is worth it. Is that gun is got some kick to it. But yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some post-game stats for you. So I'll be right back. Alrighty. So that was the first match I had in the new tank, Firefly VC. Top tier, all standard rounds. I think I bounced just a couple rounds. I pushed like a boss with this thing. Even though it doesn't have the best armor in the world, but I just felt that with the reload speed I had, and I did bounce a couple rounds. Excuse me. There at the end, the Stug 3, I had an auto aim because I was just basically pushing, doing an auto lock, taking shots and going. I wasn't really aiming the shots, so the first round hit him, penned him, second shot bounced, and his ammo or shots were going through me pretty easy. The Stug 3G actually has a very good gun, so if I would have played it a little more careful, and I probably could have survived the whole battle, but I just wanted to push it as hard as I could to show you what it can do as top tier. I'll probably do another video down the road when I get, where I'm bottom tier. Not that I'm going to pick out the best match that I can. It's just I'm trying to get this particular battle out because I'm trying to kind of boost our numbers for our clan. And like I said earlier, down in the description, there's a link. You can click on that, and it will take you to our clan portal, and we'd love to have you aboard. So anyways, that was a Mastery Badge 3. It's my very first match. A sharpshooter, Master Gunner, Fire for Effect, and we got a high caliber and a bond. Woohoo! This is back to 2x, right? Yeah, so 2,178 experience on that, 44,982 credits. The M6, that was about the only one besides the Stug 3 because of the gun on that. Well, the BDR G1B actually has a really good gun. He hits you, you lose about 200, I think it's 220 of your hit points, so you really got to watch out. But I actually think he bounced off me. But anyway, so the M6, we hit him one time for 159, 150 average damage, so a little bit of a high roll, nothing to write home about. Bounced one round from him for 115. Duh, I just forgot. You can look right there, tells you who bounced. Hit the STRVM 4257, which you got to watch out for that because that is an autoloader. That's a premium tank autoloader. Yeah, it's right here. Got to watch out for that because if he clips out on you, he can take you out. Hit him 4 times for 600. I think that's his full health. Let me look. Nope, 700, so somebody else hit him too. So we hit him for 600 damage, knocked out his commander, and he got hit for 33 upon his spotting. The BDR G1B, we hit him twice, finished him off for 174 hit points, knocked out his track, and bounced one of his rounds. Fire 110, so he had the small gun on there, because the BDR G1B, give me a second, guys, because now I really want to know. That's, yeah, I'll look it up later. I might be thinking of a different tank, but I'm pretty sure that the top gun on that does like 220 average damage, if I remember right. The Stug 3G, we hit that one time for a low roll of 138. We hit the P2640, one of the new Italian tanks, two times for 268, finished him off. And the STVZ 39, we hit him once for 159, knocked out his track, and he got hit for 24 damage upon a spotting. And Martyr 38T, I could have swore I actually hit him a couple times. Well, maybe my, oh, that's the one I think my shot hit right after he got blowed up. So we did the most damage at 1498, got 2 kills, and a base experience of 726. Nothing to write home about. It's alright. We had 16 shots, 13 hit, 11 pen, shot all standard rounds, did 1,498 damage, got hit 8 times, 6 pen, 2 bounced, blocked by our armor was 225, damaged 6, destroyed 2, and damage with our assistance was 57. So our tank completely blowed up. To fix was 3,150 credits, which is really cheap, and we made 41,832 credits shooting all standard rounds. So, just real quick like, I wanted to do add this part to the review just to compare it to give you an idea. Now, I've got these all set up, basically almost the same crew in all of them. If you look, you can see that the firepower for the Firefly VC, this new tier 6 medium, is, I won't say substantially higher, but it's higher than the rest. The average pen is 171, which the Firefly has 171. Then your Fury and your Thunderbolt both have 128 average penetration. So not as good. I like that 171 average pen. It just makes you feel when you're top tier that you don't have to sling a lot of premium rounds. You can get away with shooting all standard rounds. And I did bounce a couple, but most of my shots were auto locks because I was just trying to pop out, take a shot, get back. Actually, no, it's kind of 50-50, I think. Rate of fire is higher on the Fury, which I've got to... Actually, I think my crew on that's a little bit better. Reload time is better on the Fury. Turret traverse is better on the Firefly VC. Gun depression is better on the Fury and the Thunderbolt. Aiming time is the best on the Firefly, which is a standard tank. It's not a premium. Obviously, that's why it's not yellow. Dispersion is the best on the Firefly VC. The other ones are, well, the worst is on the Fury. Average damage per minute is best on the Fury. That's because the reload on that, the penetration isn't as good, and the average damage per shot is only 115 versus 150, but you spit the rounds out a lot more. But I just feel on the Fury and the Thunderbolt, I end up shooting a lot more premium rounds, especially if I'm mid to low tier. Because the penetration at, 115 just kind of really... Or, 128 just kind of sucks. Where we at here? Average damage per minute is best on the Fury. Survivability is best on the Thunderbolt because it's got the spaced armor on the front plate and around the turret. Hit points are all identical, 750. Hull armor is the worst on the Firefly VC and the Firefly. It's best on your Thunderbolt, and that thing can really, you get hull down in that with the spaced armor on the turret and the spaced armor on the hull, you can really put up a fight. You can block tier 8 rounds sometimes with that if you're angled, just right. But the rest of your armor is pretty much the same on the hull. It's 38 and 38 on all of them. Turret armor is best on the Firefly VC and the Firefly. The Firefly VC and Firefly are really almost identical, I would say. There is some differences, like your weight. You can see that the Firefly is a little bit heavier. Engine power is a little bit better on your Fury and your Thunderbolt. 425, so the Firefly VC has got the least horsepower. So it's going to have obviously your worst power to weight ratio. Top speed is best on the Thunderbolt. Traverse speed is best on the Fury. Concealment is best on the Firefly VC. And your radio range is best on the Firefly VC. So it's really nothing super special from the Firefly and the Fury. Out of the four, I love the gun on the Firefly VC, but I love the armor on the Thunderbolt. I guess the easiest way to look at it is, are you willing to sling a lot of premium rounds, or are you more wanting that armor? Because even though the Thunderbolt's got pretty good armor, you can't count on it because it doesn't have the speed, the maneuverability. It's heavier because of the extra armor plating, obviously. So it really all boils down, do you like shooting standard rounds, or do you really like, not making credits and slinging a lot of premium rounds? So, because, even if I would have been bottom tier in a tier 8 match, 171 pen is actually really good. That'll go through the front of most tier 8 tanks if, we were to aim. But, yeah, but 128, you're going to be pressing that number 2 to get up to 171 pen. Where this, your premium is like 260 something, I believe. Is it 2? Let's look, because now I forgot. That's what happens when you get old, guys. Your memory goes. Let's see. 171 standard, yeah, 239 for your premium. And on, let's find one of those other ones. I should put the Sherman there in it too. So here's the Fury. You're looking at 128 standard, 177 for your premium. So your standard rounds have more penetration. Is it more pen or about the same? It's 177 and 171. So your standard round is just a little less than the premium round on the other tanks. So that's my main concern, is the gun. Am I going to make credits with it? This tank, yeah, you're going to make credits with it because you don't have to sling a bunch of gold rounds. Standard rounds are going to do plenty for you. You might have to occasionally hit that 2 button, but it is a PCR, so the round gets there quicker. It's
channel.
not heat, so it's a lot better. I just like APCR rounds so much more. But if I were to buy out of those, let's say 4, I would probably have to go with this one just because of the gun. You can make credits with it. I mean, that's the whole object of really, playing a premium tank, is you want to make credits. And using this, you don't have to shoot a lot of, premium rounds, so you're going to make a lot more credits. Like that match, my first round, I always load a premium round. I didn't even load a premium round. Just with what they had on the enemy team, it would have been a waste. I mean, I would have gone through 3 tanks with that premium round where, it's just overkill, basically. But anyways, yeah, pretty much my results on this is, if you got the extra cash, I would definitely pick it up. It's worth it. Not as the armor, like I said, just meh, but most people just press number 2 and try and go through your thicker armor anyways. You'll find that out when you get into the higher tiers, definitely. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Remember, if you're interested in joining a clan, the link is in the description of the channel. Just click on that, and pretty much we'll get you hooked up, put it that way. So you guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.